clothes, yeah, when we are buying clothes, we can be rest assured that we do not know the true cost. And I mean, if any one of you would like to know about about the true cost of fashion in terms of people who make the clothes and how the system works, there's a wonderful film which is called True Cost. It's an hour film. It's an hour-long film, and if you guys are interested to know about it, you should really watch it. But that film really talks about the condition of the workers who are behind the brands that make clothes. I'm talking about the aspect where the environment is concerned, where your clothes are a product that is going to end up in a landfill. It has a death. It will end up somewhere, and when it does end up somewhere, it's going to be very polluting. Also, when it is being made, it is very polluting. So while you're wearing, I'm sure that if you're wearing some cotton clothes or natural fiber clothes, you know that the comfort level of clothing is much different than when you wear a synthetic textile which does not breathe. So where it is made, how do you feel in it, and where does it end? I think all three are part of the spectrum that you should look at. And if it doesn't change in your wardrobe, definitely question it. Another important point, I'm just giving a few pointers that you can probably start looking at it immediately. Another pointer is, if a garment is really cheap, please question it, because number one, it would be not be cotton, it would be polyester. That's the only clothing which is really cheap. Secondly, it would be using very bad dyes. So synthetic dyes are also of many qualities. There are very cheap dyes and there are expensive, good quality dyes. Suppose when people are making clothes for the export market from India, they have to use a certain category of dyes, which is called Azo Free Dyes. Azo compound in synthetic dyes is a highly cancerous compound, and it's absolutely banned now to export any clothing with Azo dyes. But in the other countries and developing countries, it is still being used everywhere. So when you have a cheap garment, you could be rest assured that the dyes would be cheap, the making would be cheap, the process would not be standardized. Also, the people who are working are not being paid well. There is, we used to be, I mean, I used to be also proud when I could buy something really cheap, bargain, and, then get a very good deal. But I think this good deal is very, very, kind of lopsided. It is good for one person, but if you take an artisanal product which is handmade at a very cheap price, you should not be happy about it, because the person who has made is actually not getting what that person deserves to get. An artisanal product is actually not very easily affordable. It is something which you can't buy like fast fashion, and you need to preserve it and you have to spend money to buy it. So I think these are some basic levels of consciousness that you should have when you are a consumer. Does it make sense to everyone? If anybody has any questions here, I'm happy to take it on before we go forward. Okay, David gave me a thumbs up, so I think I'll go forward. So yeah, these were some pointers about the clothes that you see in the market right now, what you buy and you put your hands on. There are labels. I would encourage you to see the labels and find out about what the company does. Because if you want to go into sustainability and conscious fashion, you will see sustainable and conscious brands are very transparent about where they source their things, how do they make it, what are they doing, and they are the heroes themselves. They are the people who are the people celebrating the process. Whereas with synthetic brands, you would not find who is the person behind this whole thing, who is making. It's just probably an entrepreneur who has got nothing to do with the impact of the way things are made. So I think if you are really interested, you could find out sustainable brands and look into their stories, which is very interesting. So when I come to now sustainable clothing, let's talk about that. What does sustainable clothing mean? What would be a conscious fashion brand or a clothing? What does it mean? First of all, it means that it is made with a fabric that is not using a lot of chemicals or pesticides or polyester in its making. So naturally, you would try to see something which is biodegradable. Now, the word biodegradable here is very tricky, but everything, even plastic, is biodegradable, but it's going to take 500 or 1,000 years to degrade. That doesn't fall in the category of biodegradability. Biodegradable would mean in context to time. Usually between 3 to 4 months or a year, the item should degrade. If it takes longer than that, then you have a problem there, because nature has a beautiful cycle of, birth and death. And if the death and the decomposition is not happening, what is getting created is garbage. Also, what is getting created is a layer of toxin, and it is cutting off the cycle of regrowth. So I think biodegradability, and keep your eyes and ears open about how many years does it take to biodegrade. That's one important question to ask. Second thing is that the fabric, if it is coming, so even cotton is using a lot of pesticides right now. The conventional cotton uses 25% approximately of world's pesticide. It's a very, very pesticide hungry crop. So if you get a chance to buy organic cotton, you should definitely go for it, because the more you're going to buy organic cotton, the more the demand for it, and the more it is going to be incentive for the farmers to grow it. Thirdly, about the dyes which are being used. So the dyes are mostly synthetic. Natural dyes are hardly available. I don't know if any of you have seen natural dyed clothing in the shops around you that you usually go to, because if you look around, nobody really wears natural dyed clothing. And by the way, what I'm wearing today and what you see behind, all the fabrics are natural dyed and organic cotton here. So yeah, I think if you can find natural dyed clothing, that would be really great, because natural dyed clothing do not pollute in the making portion. Even when they are made, the effluent or the waste discharge which comes out from natural processes is not polluting. It is organic matter, and our earth and soil know how to digest it. The thing is, if you're using anything which is digestible by earth and soil, it does not change the pH of the soil and water, and it does not kill the organisms inside it, then you are rest assured that the process is a good one. And I don't know of any synthetic dye which can say that they can claim this. So if you can get hold of natural dyed clothing, it would be great, as an impact to the environment, to the soil, to the water, which directly or indirectly impacts us, even if not today, tomorrow. I mean, we've all been through COVID, and we've been through so many things where we have realized of what kind of degradation we have actually caused in the environment. I think it's become more visible because of, all of you have been mentioning the word time. David said that now I have time because I'm retired now. Manisha said that she is taken off from the job and now she has a time, and she got a time when she was on a sabbatical. So I think time is a very, very important commodity that all of us don't have. And that's one reason why we probably can't look at what is happening with our lifestyle and products and consumption. So yeah, if you can find time, then you'll be able to see, how you could make your consumption more sustainable. So let us all find some time to do that rather. Okay. Yeah. So natural dyed clothing would be also very great for your skin, because our skin is the largest breathing open organ of our body. If you should try this actually. If you close your nose, you can still breathe for quite a long time, because your skin, your pores are all open, and we wear masks on our nose, but our skin is taking in all the pollution as well. If you really want to be we have to dress up in plastic if you don't want any pollution to come onto you, and but we would die with that, right? So we need to breathe. We need our clothes that can breathe. If we are dressing up in clothes which do not breathe, it is also being very, very uncomfortable to the skin, which needs to breathe. And natural dyed clothing, when they are on the skin, they also have a lot of healing qualities, and they are extremely, if you start wearing them, you'll find that they're extremely comfortable. one of the questions I think which most people have is that it will bleed, it will fade, it is very difficult to maintain. I am sure if you have those questions, I'm happy to answer, like, why that is the case. Um, if anybody can tell me any more pointers or what you want to know, I can take the cue or I can go on. What do you say, Prerna?
I mean, I'm very interested in this topic generally, Namrata. And that's why I feel like when you say everything around me is natural,
Yeah.
I think that I'm sure you're taking so much proud in saying that, because you must be proud of that, because it's very hard to achieve it. So people like me, who don't have easy access to these things,
Yeah.
so I think that's where my challenge is. Obviously, not many people are using natural dyes. I mean, these big brands obviously don't, they've started promoting a little bit on the side these days, but still not enough. So how do we like bring it in our lives? Like, is there like, what are you, I know it's a hard question even for you, you can't solve it for the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, that is the biggest challenge for me, the accessibility to conscious clothing, basically. That's
Absolutely. I
number
mean,
one.
I think I feel the same way about earth architecture and organic food.
Mm.
I do not have it around me. It's very difficult for me to get access to these things. So even though I have worked in the field of sustainable clothing, there are a lot of aspects that are difficult for me. So I think sustainability in general is not an easy path because you don't get it in your superstores, general stores, or in your this thing. It's not easy to find around. So you do need to take out some time and you need to be a little more aware to be able to see and read who's doing what,
Mm.
because there's a lot of greenwashing happening in the name of sustainability. Even if people use brown paper bags, they call the brand sustainable. Even they have used just organic fabric and they have put synthetic dyes on it, they call themselves sustainable. If they are doing artisanal work, they are not doing natural dyes at all, they call themselves sustainable. So I think the transparency index is very low in terms of what you're actually getting. So we need to be aware and empower ourselves with sessions like these and more sessions to learn about these things, to question and understand. Because, a lot of natural dyers actually use a lot of heavy metals and chemicals to fix the colors. Now,
Yes.
how does that make sense? Except for the fact that you get the word natural dyes. Yes, it's natural dyed and you cannot deny it, but it's not environmentally safe. So I have started telling people that you need to have the ecological index as a very big benchmark when you're buying things. Just organic, just natural dyed may not actually be the benchmark which is good enough. But I guess we have to be kind to ourselves. These are things that demand time and your awareness and your energy and effort. And we have really really busy lives. It's not easy, even though we have more machines than what we had 100 years back, and life should have been easier, but it's just become more difficult and time has just vanished from everybody's life. So I guess we can take small steps as to whatever motivates you or makes you encouraged to find out. You should find the joy in finding out a sustainable process for yourself or a product for yourself or the knowledge to empower yourself. It should not come like a morality or ethical judgment that you're doing something bad if you're not doing it or you need to do everything right. I think it's not possible. I am still not able to remove plastic packaging in my courier packages. I am not finding the time to go to figure out the most sustainable and affordable option for it. So, I mean, all of us have our own struggles, I guess. But the thing is that I do this because I love what I do. And if you cannot love what you're doing, then it's very difficult to continue it. And this is not a very, if I tell you to do it as an exercise, it's a very difficult task. So I would say that you need to find your point where it becomes a part of something that gives you satisfaction as well as joy to know it, to do it, and to enjoy it. Like, Manisha just pointed out that she loved the painting and she would love to do this. So the excitement in her eyes and what she was saying was enough for her to. I know that when she learns the process, what I'm going to tell her is not going to be so easy as acrylic painting, But I know that when you are excited about something and you find it satisfying, you're going to take all the steps forward. So yeah, that is a bit of introduction, that when you enter natural processes, it's not going to be as easy and simple as 2 minutes Maggie or the acrylic paints or anything like that.
That's true.
Oh,
Just, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
no, no, but I was just adding that the process is definitely meditative,
Hmm.
and the whole meditation and the rejuvenation that we all need in our lives today, for which we go to a counselor, a therapist, and a doctor, or to a yoga center, is what you could actually imbibe if you come in such kind of a process. Which also, I mean, Manisha did point out that it's very meditative process. Yeah. Yes, Prerna, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, just two things. I mean, how I've started doing these things is that, I've started looking for people like you and buy materials wherever I find clothing material naturally, manufactured.
Right.
And I find local tailors, and these days I try to get it stitched for myself. That is one thing. And likewise for art also. So I'm from Rajasthan, and I've actually found these vendors where they make natural pigments, and I've in fact myself learned and started making natural pigments to make my paintings. So stopped using oil paintings actually that I was doing earlier. But it's little steps, yeah. But it is really joyful. That's why I feel like when you say, I know how much proud you would be,
Yeah.
like you should be of yourself actually.
I think it'll give you a lot of joy when you sleep on the bed every day, knowing that you're doing your little bit, and to keep progressing, because this is so. Don't do this for anyone. Do this for yourself. Only then will it make sense. Because yeah, so that is one thing. Second thing is that I mean, acrylic paints is equal to plastic. We should just know that to remember. And their vapors and everything is really very, very harmful as well, though it is not as polluting as textile dyes, because in textile dyes a huge quantity of water is polluted. In acrylic paints, maybe you're using on artwork and it is that much itself. But the beauty of natural colors, when this fabric is being painted with natural colors, they actually become a part of the fabric. Acrylic paints would actually stay like a top layer, like a layer of fevicol on the fabric, and it's not good to touch at also. When you do natural color painting, it becomes a part of the fabric and it's very beautiful to wear. With that, I'd also like to say that natural dyed products, or say sustainable products, need a little bit of care. They are like nature, so they have a life and a death. They would fade in time, but if you dye them properly and if you take care of them in washing, then they can last longer, and there's no problem. Like we should accept that there is going to be life and death. I mean, even for ourselves to accept that we're going to die one day is probably the more peaceful way to live than to fear death. So I guess similarly, the changing of clothes and the changing of things which we are so scared of, like we want the temperature to be same in our life, and we don't want the weather to change, and all of that is somehow making us very unhappy, because you're going against a very, very natural force. So I guess when you understand nature and the attributes of nature, I guess if you can find out, if you can describe what is nature and what qualities does it have, then it will be easy for you to accept the same parts of the product that you have bought, which is naturally made. Then you can find the logic and you can say, okay, if I'm buying something natural, how can it not change? It has to change. It has to be unique. It can't be a clone copy of two products. When you make a painting, you cannot really, with hand painting, you can't make a duplicate thing. Things like these, I think, because these have been a stereotype conditioning, not stereotype, I would say we are conditioned throughout our education system and the way the machine manufacturing systemic things work, the way synthetic products are made. We are so used to perfection and the same kind of things that will be extremely durable and will not change, and all those things, that we find it very, we were very restless when we see things which are changing. So I think mindset change is a very, very important part of being able to invite natural things into your life. Besides that, I guess using a product to its full potential is also important. Fast fashion, using one-time plastic, throwing away your things, buying more than you need, all these things are probably very important pointers which make you sad when you look around, because the thing is that because we don't have to face garbage, we're very happy to throw anything in the dustbin. But I guess if you connect to the dustbin, you will start relating to what you could do better.
I think Manisha, do you have some question, Manisha, you would want to?
I wanted to ask you one thing. I buy most of my stuff, my clothing from Khadi Ashram, Khadi Gramodyog Bhavan, or Fab India, because they claim that that is there and Khadi fades over time. So, is that is it having a natural dye thing? I never thought about it earlier. So
Fab India
this
is not
question came
natural
to.
dyed at all. No, no, no. It's not natural dyed. Khadi Ashram, some of them use natural dyes and some don't. So you have to ask them if they are doing natural dye. Yeah, but Fab India definitely does not do natural dyes. And the fading is because that is not good kind of dyeing. They're doing some vegetable dyeing, but they're doing it with, chemicals and all, for sure. Okay. So, when natural colors bleed, it's actually not a problem. You don't have to worry about it because they are all organic matter. If they bleed, it's no problem. But if chemical colors and synthetic colors bleed, you should be really worried, because that is actually toxic for you and for the environment. Second thing is the detergent that you use in your clothing. We all use alkali detergents, but if you can switch to natural detergents, liquid detergents, they are much better. The amount of caustic and soda that we use in our detergents are also, and the unnecessary amount of washing that we do, you know we can probably sun dry clothes. Sun is an excellent source of killing the germs in your clothes. Wash it only when you need it, and wash it with neutral soap or natural soap if required. That's also one simple way to turn sustainable right away. Okay. I now want to take the session towards telling you. I'm also going to show you my garden outside. I'm right now taking the session from Color Ashram. So our center, we have a small garden, and we have some students who are working on natural dyes in the garden. We will be going there in 5 minutes. Till then, I would like to tell you that we have made solutions of natural dye ready colors to apply for people to use on fabric, on wood, on paper, on pottery, on yarn, many kind of things. And I can actually show you some products here as well, which I have here. So
Mm.
no, I'm good. So yeah, I mean, this is just a fabric pouch, which is natural dyed. This is on pottery. This color has been done with our colors, and you could varnish with linseed oil. We haven't done that yet, but you could do that. This is on MDF tray, This was a carving made on it. Yeah. So this kind of painting, we have a small color palette for wood as well. And on paper also we have, can you pass me those frames? I'll just show you on paper some work that has been done. Also that one. Yeah. Can you see this? Also, and probably this.
Oh, so these are paintings
Actually,
using
it's of
natural,
my space.
natural.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, they're all natural dyed,
Yeah.
and even this one. Yeah, this was a live, like David has these flower plants and trees. I
Yeah.
mean, plant
Still
around it.
life. Yeah.
Live sketch with natural colors, and you could also do. So you could also do block printing, screen printing, dyeing, and painting. All of this, we have solutions for them. So these are some screen printed papers here. They're all screen printed. You can do block printing as well. And yeah, there are many more things I can take you around and show more. But the thing is, so the question that I think Julene was asking about how to make colors and how to do the dyeing. So how to make colors is a lifetime learning, guys, and it's never late to start, but it just takes a lot of time because you need to be involved in the chemistry and the art of it. It's not a small workshop that you can learn and then start doing it one day. You need to get your own intuitiveness and your own instinct, like you would do cooking, so the art of making colors is a very, very nice process, but it takes time to get to the point where you can make something that you can actually wash and wear, because the fastness properties and all these are very fleeting uh, properties which takes a lot of time to understand. So that is a very small part of the training that we do. What we have spent 20 years of our, my founder has spent his life in, is a standardizing a ready solution to apply the colors. So we have these pastes which you can learn the process of using for painting, for curing, for polishing, for doing a lot of things, and for dyeing as well. So to be able to make your clothes, dye them and wear them, you need a certain level of fastness for it, right? So that is what we have. Well, and that's a basic USP, I would say, to be able to. So I mean, one part is to learn how colors come out, but that is mostly you will learn how to develop stains and colors which are very which are very temporary. Like you would wash them the next day and they would probably fade or vanish, but to get colors which are going to stay and you can wear them every day is what we are offering in the training and workshops that we'll be doing. And I think Art Circle is organizing a few workshops in the coming days for the same. Can we order the solution and paste? Yes, you can, Manisha. We have a website which is called www.colorashram.com. COLOR. I'll just put it in the chat box and you can buy them, but I would say that you need to do a workshop to understand the application, because the application has so many nuances, like dyeing is not only about dyeing. There's fabric preparation, then there is a way of holding the fabric, how much time, what to do, how much temperature, and then curing the fabric. So all of this is good if you learn in a session, or you could also do it with a kit that we are going to be releasing soon. But yeah, so that's the kind of thing. I think I would now take you around and show you the things. Prerna, is that okay? How much time do we have, Prerna?
Yes, Namrata, we have time. We have 40 minutes. So even like you can show us around your studio space, and also if you could share some demo of like some
Yeah.
natural, yeah.
Yeah, I would. So this is my a gallery space that we have here. These are all the samples of different kinds of fabrics which are dyed. I mean, on fibers, on fabric, on yarn and stuff. These are all samples of different things. And then we have like this wall color also. The wall mural is also with natural dyes. Then we have this wall mural also. This is the door to a bathroom. That's also natural light. The wall paint is natural light. These are all the samples of different kinds of fabrics that you can work in natural dyes. Pretty much all fabrics which are natural, they can be natural dyed. And the curtains here are, of course, also natural dyed. And let me now take you to the garden. So, can you see this? I'm just going to check if my connection.
Yeah, Namrata, we can see you.
I'll connect to my phone Wi-Fi because I'm going to lose the connection when I step out. Okay, so just
Sure.
give me a moment to do that.
So also, Namrata, we like to see more. So clearly we can see you are using natural dyes to also paint and, paintings on canvas, on linen, etc. Clearly on wood also. Because I know here a lot of people are actually into drawing and painting. So I do want to tell everyone that, you could consider using natural pigments or these natural dyes for your
you
painting
see,
application? Yeah, we can see.
this one. This is also a piece of wood. All this writing in here on the board is done with natural colors. Yeah, so that's our garden here. That's the part where we have a factory where natural dyes are manufactured and dyed at a big scale. This is the garden that we have. And here we have a cafe where we do the workshops and all. So if you ever get a chance, an offline training is a very, very nice way to learn. So this is a cafe. There's a little dark. I mean, you must be feeling a little dark here. Are you able to see?
Yeah, we can see it very well, Namrata.
Sure. So yeah, we have some dyed pieces. We did some indigo strokes today. Can you see these? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. I think. This is our block table. That is a wall there. And yeah, that's a dye kitchen. Janvi, we're going. Janvi, ready? Yeah, and those are all the pastes and the screen and the kitchen for all of these things. Yeah, I'll take you now to our two students are doing some dyeing. I asked them to show the process to you. So I'll just walk there. Okay. That's Janvi, and she's from a design institute, and she's here to do a graduation project.
Hi, Janvi.
Hi. You're going to do the hot water thing. So can you show what did you dye actually? Yeah. देखो वहां से visible है कि नहीं? Visible? For the t-shirt that you dyed.
This was the t-shirt I dyed yesterday with the red madder root.
And this is the solution.
This is the solution. It's on. This is the solution.
And how many hours do you take to dye actually?
Hardly few minutes.
Yeah,
Half an hour.
half an hour dyeing, half an hour washing. So in 1 hour she completed the t-shirt. So in natural dyes, you cannot actually imagine that. You would need days to do that. So the process that we use and the product that we're using is helps you complete your dyeing in a few hours. And can you show what you have here?
Yes.
So,
This is a-
Namrata, just to, I'll just interfere. So, you said that without natural dyes, you mean you are using your kit that is you're already creating ready to use natural dyes, I
We
assume.
have a ready to apply concocted natural color, which is,
Okay.
helps you to do the process faster. Instead of doing it in 2-3 days and in various steps, you can do it in 1 day and in few steps. So you need 2 hours to dye a t-shirt.
So, okay. So basically, if you have to use natural dye, then you need to prepare these
Yeah,
these
yeah,
dyes
right.
first. But you are
Yeah.
offering these dyes which can directly be used for the application.
Yeah, you will still need to prepare them a day before, but the dyeing
Okay.
process itself is very short. Yeah. So this is a, can you show the top ones, what you've done? Yeah, just put it up. This was a top, which was an old top, and she did some tie-dye and she applied some color yesterday on it. And today she's doing washing right now in front of you. Yeah. So this is some hot water. How hot is it? Yeah, it's really hot. She did an ombre on it. So she diluted the color and it went from light to dark. And this was an old top which is being given a new life now. It was a white color, very old faded top. Yeah. And now she's putting this into the water. Soap. Yeah. And the color will change dramatically. Never like that. Yeah. Put the soap. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah. That's it. And now you can little bit more because you're developing. Can you see the color change already here?
Yeah.
And you point out. So this is a way. That's it. This is a way the color will change magically in front of you right now. Yeah, that's it. This step is called the curing step. Then you go and do the process. I'll explain. Yeah, just keep doing it. Take it out, Janvi, also. Yeah, completely. Yeah. Dip it again.
Wow.
Keep doing it, yeah. And you have to rotate it on all sides as well, okay? So you could actually cook your garment in your kitchen itself. You just need water, soap, and our dyes, nothing else.
And this is cotton material, I assume.
It's cotton, yeah, yeah. It's a very old worn top. So old garments are really good for dyeing because they are so soft and absorbent because they've been washed a lot of times. Yeah, and I think Janvi, you can soak it now for some time inside. Yeah, and then leave it and just keep moving it for some time. And here it's Karan. Karan is a very, very interesting young man. I would say he runs a farm and a community called Anushrav in Anand in Gujarat, where he grows his own food. He does earth architecture. He does earth building and all. And he's here to learn how to dye his clothes sustainably as well. Why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Karan, and 5 years back I came up with this thing called Anushra. So it's a community of like-minded people like us who want to be more sustainable in our personal lives as well as our work, our profession. Just like Color Ashram is doing for dyeing at an industrial scale. So we all come together on a platform and find truly ideas or solutions which can make an impact, not just this greenwashing and all in the name of sustainability, which Namrata just made us aware of. And we were dyeing indigo since last 2 days, and I got my shirt accidentally stained. If you can see with indigo, if you can see, I don't know. And here is another thing. So I'll re-dye it and
Yeah.
show you how beautiful it looks. Like no one will know that it got accidentally stained. So let me
Okay, so
take
you'll
you
see
through that
live dyeing
process.
happening with indigo, okay?
So whenever you have something which was very nice and now it's like you feel it's old or it has got some stains, you can always re-dye using Color Ashrams, simple one-step process dyeing. So I'll first do the tying step. I want to give it an interesting design. So I'll use a process called scrunching of fabrics. And for that, you just need a rope. So I'll first uh,
Janvi, you can get a bucket of water, half a bucket to wash this.
so I have just a plain rope, like a bit thicker is good.
It's
I
visible
can-
now, camera ठीक है
I
मेरा?
can just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we can see.
Yeah.
So natural dyes, you don't have to worry. Like wherever nature is, you can do it. Like you don't need a very sophisticated setup to do natural dyeing. So what I'll do is I'll just put the thread in the center and I'll start rolling. Not too tight, not too loose. Just like because we'll do one more step after this. And sleeves, it's up to you whether you want it to be open or closed. I'll keep it as it is. And now I'll take one end, I'll scrunch it little bit, and then I'll take the another end as well, and again scrunch it from that side. And then I'll pull both the sides, make sure that all the parts are, inside the scrunch. And then I'll tie a knot. Now you can see the sleeve is outside, so I like to adjust it. Yeah, it's done. So now we'll take the indigo dye batch which we
You want to bring it here only, the indigo dye and this thing?
Yeah.
You can bring it here. Yeah. First, you take the bucket to kind of wet your fabric. You take
Yeah,
this
yeah.
bucket.
Let's tie another knot. Since I didn't want to waste the rope, I'll just cut the excess now. So the first step after doing whatever tying you want to do is to take a bucket of plain normal water, tap water, and just let the fabric soak in. So all natural dyeing we do on wet fabrics only. We never use a dry fabric to do any kind of natural dyeing techniques. And now I'll bring the indigo bath.
Yeah. They have some indigo here that they're getting. Yeah, yeah, you can pour some. Yeah, keep pouring some. First, that much is enough.
Yeah, it's enough.
So indigo usually turns from green to blue.
I'll remove
You
the
can add
flower.
little water also. No, ये ठीक है, चलेगा. Little water you can add. Yeah.
It's hot water. It's fine. All I will-
That from cold water you can take from there. Take a beaker and we'll, yeah.
So this
You can
dye
add
bath is
one
very
beaker.
strong, and I want more of sky blue indigo. So I'll add
Yeah.
little bit of water.
पूरा डाल, चलेगा. हाँ. Now you can soak your t-shirt in it.
So now the dye bath is ready. We prepared it yesterday before going. And just I'll take out my t-shirt from the normal bucket where it was soaked nicely. I'll squeeze and take out the excess water. And now all I need to do is wait for magic. Like, nature do its chemistry in
and
front
guys,
of
can
us.
you see? You will see from green to blue happening in front of you. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just
And we teach you in a workshop how to prepare the indigo dye bath.
if you can see it's greenish, after some time it will turn. Can you see it's greenish and now it's turning on the
Yeah,
bluish side?
yeah, we can.
So that means that the indigo vat is perfect.
And it's alive.
Yeah, and it's alive. We are
You
not
leave it on
working
the
with the
grass
dead
only.
material.
So grass पे छोड़ देना.
And then I'll just keep it.
That's it. And we will wait for it to dry. And tomorrow we're going to wash this. But I think, Karan, we can in a bit open and show them how it came out to be. Meanwhile, Janvi's thing is almost done now. And she's going to wash it. Janvi will do the washing in the bucket.
Namrata, can you again tell us what is this? What what color did you use for this, or
100 color.
what natural pigment did you use for it?
This is madder dye powder, which
Okay.
we have made in a formulation. You could also do this with extracting the dye from madder and doing it.
What is
or-
madder? What is?
Madder is a plant which is used for red dye. The root of the plant is used to give red color.
And how do you source it, the madder?
It's available with people who sell this kind of herbs, Ayurvedic herbs. They have it, or the people who sell dye sources. There are
I
some vendors because there are various species. Not all would give color, so you need to take it from a source who knows what dye source they are selling. Yeah. So all these things need a little bit of knowledge because not all plants give color, but yeah. And there are ways of learning how to forage, how to understand. That's what we teach. Okay, so you can take this out and you put in a hanger.
The color has developed definitely in just
Right.
a few minutes.
Then to do the proper dyeing, how much should you soak it, how much you should do it is what you need to learn and practice. Karan, you want to open your shirt and show people? You can actually put it on a hanger as well. There are peacocks on the background. I don't think you can see them, but they are back there. There are peacocks.
Can you see? I'm
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the happening in front of your eyes.
Oh wow.
This is
Really
what has
nice.
don't work. I
Yeah.
won't say it's upcycle because it's really new. Like, you cannot say that it was from something which was damaged or stale. So yeah,
तुम ग्रास पे छोड़ सकते हो उसका. You don't have to put it on the hanger. Yeah, you can just leave it to dry here. Yeah.
so beautiful.
So
This
you
is
have a red and
really,
you have
yes.
all these are natural dyes. When they dry, they're going to go one shade lighter, but that's actually okay. Yep. So I think thank you so much, guys. Thanks.
This is amazing, Namrata. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you.
So, I mean, this is like, it's a luxury while sitting here in our homes, we can experience this, you know. Yeah, I'm glad that we know about Color Ashram now. Okay, Tamanna is also keen on knowing the guy's community that he's building. If he can share the name, Instagram handle or something.
Anushrav, it's called Instagram handle. I'll just look up, but it's called and his name is, yeah. I'll share the Instagram handle. It's fine. We can share.
Sure. Namrata, one more thing we would like to know is if you can show us these natural dyes like in the raw form, and also if there is a way to show like how these can also be applied to, let's say, canvases too, or like for color, for painting, or do you have any video that you could share?
Of painting, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do have one. Maybe I'll just show it. Hang on, I'm sending you the Instagram link if you can put it on the chat. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can share the screen, right?
Okay. Yeah, you can share the screen. And I'm sorry for asking so many things from you. We have we have David asking,
Yeah.
after new dyeing, how many washes before it is color safe?
So that really depends on washing skill, how well you've dyed. Like when we do a machine dyeing, when it is done here in the industry level, 20 washes, it lasts absolutely fine. But if you're doing with the hand, it may last like 10 washes. Maybe then it starts slowly decreasing in color, but it won't completely fade or it won't look bad. It will just look a shade lighter. Yeah. And if you wash it with gentle liquid, then it will stay longer. But 10 to 20 washes, yeah, it stays. I'm just looking for a thing. Library. Just one moment. For the painting video. Okay, I'll just share my screen now. This was, can you see this one? This was wall mural.
Okay.
On wall, you could do paintings on wall with our colors. Yeah.
Wow, this mural itself is so beautiful.
Yeah. And this is on fabric, on a mask, like a watercolor effect. This is before washing. After washing, it changes the color. And then I'll go to a painting thing. I'm trying to find a video. Yeah, this one also. This was a video, I think. Oh, I can't play it. Oh, this was a photo, it's not a video. Yeah, but this is like on paper, this one. And then
I think this gives a good idea. I mean,
also on paper.
yeah.
This is also, so my illustrations on my website are all hand drawn. And then images were taken of it. And this is on canvas, somebody was doing on canvas. It's not very this thing visible, but yeah. This is again somebody doing on canvas.
Do you have a kit to show, Namrata, if
Yeah,
around you?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think it's an unfinished one, but I can just show. Just let me stop share. Yeah. Yeah, so we actually have our boxes are these kind of boxes with the label, and then there are items inside. There is a natural dyed pouch of things, of the fabric swatches. So there are all the items that you will need to exercise is all there in the kit. There are fabric inside, fabric and organic cotton. We are only using organic cotton in our workshops and things. Then there is a manual like this, which has the information about the herbs and the steps. And then there is a video tutorial as well to go back if you forget. And then there are colors, of course, inside the thing, you know. And there are 10 kinds of kits that we are releasing. It's going to be out in April sometime. And whatever you need, wooden pegs and stuff, other things would be, yeah. We'll have 10 different kits which are DIY. So you can get your hands to, I mean, you can get your self to explore with the kits itself. And then later, if you want to do a workshop to get a one-on-one training, that is also possible. Yeah. So
The
yeah,
kit has the colors, the, yeah,
every-
great. We have few questions we'll take right away.
yes.
One was from Susie, actually, let me just find that. Susie is asking, will the color run?
From fabric or what? I mean,
Susie, can you explain your question?
color doesn't bleed once you fix it, like, no, not from fabrics, not from no, it doesn't run.
So
Yeah, it's from the fabric. When can I wash together with, but my other washings in the same load, or I have to separate them?
You can wash it in washing machine. The only colors that you have to be careful about is very, very deep red, like this kind of a color. Maybe you do one wash or two wash hand, and then you can do machine. And black color. Black and red are two colors. For a few washes, you need to do hand wash. After that, you can put in the machine. I wash my clothes in washing machine every single day. So, I mean, whenever it's needed. So it's absolutely fine. All these clothes what I'm wearing is all washed in machine.
Okay, thank you.
and
You mentioned the box just now that you were saying. How much is one of these box? Say,
Yeah. There are
USD?
two ranges. 1200 is one range and 1500 is other range. Yeah.
so
We do
Namrata,
1500. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Susie, I mean, this is an INR in rupees. We'll have
Yeah.
to see how much exactly it'll be in, I think, Singapore dollar. So, yeah, I will convert and tell
Convert,
you.
I think Susie will be able to convert, right?
Yeah, 1200 is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like about anywhere from 20 to 25 Singapore dollars.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Then we have a question also from David. When painting, should we use it in the same manner as ink or watercolor?
Yeah. Watercolor is the closest to what you can expect, but these are still different from the synthetic colors. So they have a kind of a transparency about them. So if you need to give an opaqueness, you need to give coatings of it. And once you do it, the mark is difficult to remove. So so it's like kind of acrylic color where you have to work fast. But the interesting part is you can do a lot of textures one on top of the other. So that works very nice.
Yeah, and I also know that like in Indian miniature art, that I also use these natural pigments a lot. We use limestone powder to make it opaque if we want to give the opaqueness. But
Yeah.
the difference is more into applying, how you apply these colors. They're more like watercolor, but they're not during the application. They're actually not as transparent as watercolor.
Yeah.
You have to get a hand of it by doing it
Yeah.
few times.
You need to learn this language. It's a different new language of colors. And our colors are vegan. They are plant-based colors. I
Okay,
think there are
that's
also some
different.
stone colors, mineral colors
Yeah.
that ours are not the stone colors. They are vegan. They are plant-based colors. Yeah.
Yeah, in paintings, people use a lot of stone pigments actually, not just, yeah, but vegan are great.
Yes, Jolene, we have fixatives and moderns which are eco-friendly. So alum, iron, and hartaki or myrobalan are three moderns that we use in our dye powders also, and you can also buy them from us if you need. We do not use copper or any other heavy metal or chemical, not at all. Alum and iron are the safest to use because our soil and water know how to process it. Alum also cleans the water. It doesn't change the pH drastically. So these are anything which does not hamper the pH to a very alkaline or a very acidic thing is fine for using. So you just need to know the pH of the item. Yes, we do customize clothes, products, your curtain, anything, any part of your clothing or textiles that you'd like us to make with natural dyes. We take custom orders for small products. I mean, for small orders, we do.
Okay.
Yes, Prerna, I think that's been lovely to have everyone. And yeah.
Yeah, I think, yes, this is, I mean, in a short span of time, we got to learn so much. So that is amazing. We are pretty much at the end of the session. We have kind of done it a little bit early, which is great actually. So if anyone has any question, you can ask now, or otherwise we're always reachable at our WhatsApp group and on Instagram also. We have a WhatsApp group of Art Circle where I can share more about Color Ashram also if you like. Let me just quickly share the link of our WhatsApp group if you like to join. And also our Instagram page. I mean, we have tagged Color Ashram too a few times. Namrata, if you like to share your Color Ashram handle, maybe that's
I'll
also
do
great that people can reach out to you directly if they like to.
It's just
So these are the ways to stay in touch with us through our WhatsApp channel and through our Insta page. We are also planning to do few workshops with Namrata from Color Ashram on like how to use natural dyes and everything that we spoke about today in a lot more depth. And I'll keep you posted about all of that, very soon.
thank you
So
so much, Prerna,
yeah,
for helping me reach out to these wonderful people. Yeah, it's been a
uh,
pleasure. Thank you, all of you, for attending and taking out so much time to be here.
yeah, pleasure is all ours. Thank you, Namrata,
Thank
and
you.
thank you everyone. We had great time.
Yeah,
Thank you. Bye
thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Namrata. Thank you. It was very informative.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Namrata. I'll connect with you
Sure.
afterwards. Bye bye.